do, you realize that your life has got so much meaning attached to it that should you be sweeping, you're going to be the best sweeper on the planet. Amen. Should you be this, you're going to be the best that moving forward for the team moving forward. And this is why for some people it is so easy to quit and give up, because respectfully the only person they're thinking about is themselves. And if you're just thinking about yourself, it's easy for you to give up and just quit and be like, stuff all of you, I'm done. But when there's a bigger purpose that you are ultimately living for, understanding full well that when you walk into the workplace, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't know if you guys do Saturdays, I don't think so, but whatever your working schedules is, when you walk in, realizing you don't just represent yourself when you walk in. Amen. You represent, number 1, God, number 2, His kingdom, number 3, yourself, number 4, your family, number 5, your community, number 6, your city, number 7, your country, number 8, the entire continent. Bro, there's a lot riding on this. It's not just you. And this part, 2 odd weeks ago, I watched a really powerful movie, and in this movie, the coach had like a t-shirt on some American football movie. He had a t-shirt on, at the back, it said these words, paraphrase, it said, it's not just about you, it's about you and the person next to you. It's about love your neighbor as you love yourself. And by the way, there's so much fulfillment in giving. Giving is addictive. It's addictive. Because you were created for that. You were built for that. Biologically, it's been proven all the amazing things that actually happen in your body when you actually give. And when I say giving, I think all of us have reached the point of maturity where we understand that giving is way more than just giving money. I'm talking about giving time. Giving money, yes, is an extent to that. Giving time, giving money, giving your talent away to the world. Giving that away to the world. You guys know one of our biggest problems locally in South Africa is the youth unemployment rate. Massive, massive issue. High school graduates that have no jobs, no work, and so forth. Now, respectfully, we can march all you want to the union buildings and go and do whatever over there, but unless you begin to produce and give your gift away to the world, you're going to be stuck. Because God has given us the cure for unemployment. He said, be fruitful, number 1, produce something. Number 2, multiply, reproduce what you've produced. Number 3, replenish, find a way to distribute that to the world. And what an opportunity, having cell phones and little laptops in our pockets. Right? Number 4, subdue, control the market, because no one else can serve the gift the way you've been called to serve it. Right? There's the cure for unemployment. It's very quiet now. God has helped me to discover before that when the room gets quiet, it's usually because you hit in the bullseye. It's not because people aren't listening. Because it's hitting it. Right? Okay, cool. So, oh, Jesus. Here's the next one. This is so important, my friend. Very, very important. Until the man and woman knows that he or she is a man and a woman, they'll always try to prove they are one. Meaning you're always going to be striving for love rather than just receiving the love that satisfies your soul in order for you to be the person you've been called to be. So until the man or woman knows that he or she is the man or woman, they'll always try to prove and strive for love. When God is saying, receive my love that I have for you. You are the apple of my eye, the delight of my life. I love it. Jesus gets baptized, all right, comes out of the water, sky breaks open, dove descends, and you hear the voice of the Father. And the Father says to Jesus, look at the affirmation the Father gives His Son. He says, this is my Son, whom I love. Son, number 1, so that He belongs. All of us want that type of belonging. I heard a cool thing now that I was sitting with someone, or standing rather, with someone last week, Thursday actually. And he said, and this is so relevant, and maybe some of you feel like this inside this room. He said, like, he's always felt like he was God's charity case. And when I heard that, I'm thinking, yeah, I think a lot of people actually feel like that. Like you feel like you don't deserve to sit at the table with God, right? Because you've done this, you've done this, you've done this. But my friend, it's not about what you do, it's about what Jesus has done. That's what makes you worthy. For it is the Father who qualifies you for this glorious inheritance. And he was saying, like, he feels like he was, God charity case. And like, God, like picture in his head. This is his picture. And this is a very defeating picture, right? In this picture, like, God's busy sharing, here's this guy, here's this guy. Oh, well, they're in the corner. There's a Mang over there. Can you imagine living life like that, thinking that you're God's charity case? My friend, there's a shift that happens and takes place where you realize, like, wow, I get to sit at the same table as God. And not only that, but He's my Father. He's saying, what you want to eat, my boy? What you want to eat? Let's dream together. Let's believe together. But we've been oppressed for so long that we don't believe anymore for anything. We don't dream anymore for anything. Because how many of us, for example, even inside this room, at some point you believed for something and then it didn't happen at the time when you thought it was supposed to happen over there. And then from that day, bam, you're like, no, walls up. Walls up. I'm not believing for nothing anymore. Because the Bible tells us, like, hope deferred makes the heart sick. But a longing fulfilled is satisfying to the soul. And I'm here to come and tell you today, this skinny person here in front telling you today, listen, believe again. But what happens if it doesn't happen? What if it does?